Tales of Kenzera ZAU is one of the few games to find an excellent balance of gameplay and impactful storytelling. Being the first title out of Surgeon Studios makes it all more impressive. For roughly 8 hours, I jumped, fought, and persevered my way through the world of Kenzera. Playing as a young man dealing with the sudden loss of his father, you will journey to heal the land in a desperate attempt to change fate, and it is excellent. So please let me explain why in the XboxEra review of Tales of Kenzera ZAU. The game begins with a young man named Zuberi in an Afro-futurist world trying to deal with the grief of his father's sudden passing. His mother shows him a book his Baba was working on, and the game begins as you take on the role of the book's protagonist. Zau is a shaman who has just lost his father and he cannot accept it. He calls upon Kalunga, the god of death, and accepts his terms to reverse his father's fate. He needs to free 3 great spirits and Kalunga will take him to the afterlife. How the game has you play through a book written by a father to help his son deal with his impending death is beautiful. As someone who lost a parent far too soon, it hit me hard, matching my own feelings time and time again. Kenzera itself is a land fallen into sickness and death. Once beautiful, it too is suffering. In the trials Zau will face as he attempts to save his Baba will not only heal his soul, but all of those around him. The main relationship in the game is between Zau and Kalunga, that god of death. As Zau traverses the world, they have repeated conversations that carry him through each stage of grief. Abubakar Salim, Surgeon Studios' founder, does an incredible job voicing both Zau and Zuberi. His previous voice work as Bayek of Siwa in Assassin's Creed Origins should familiarize many of you with his incredible talent. The entire voice cast knocks it out of the park in their various roles, with Kalunga probably being my favorite. Tristan D. Lala gives an incredible performance, taking the game's excellent writing and infusing it with a mix of somber knowledge and understanding. This god of death is a friend to those who pass, understanding that his job is one that is unavoidable. Despite this, he's empathetic and helpful to the furious young shaman, gently guiding him through their journey and learning what an incredible young man he is. As Zau embarks, the game's Metroidvania roots spring to life. Immediately, the game felt great to play. While combat was limited in what you could do early, traversal was not. Both double and wall jumps are available from the beginning, and the input latency is nice and low. Zau has 2 modes, those being the Moon Mask and the Sun Mask. While using the Moon one, X is a projectile attack that needs to reload, with Y being a heavy swing that knocks enemies backwards. You can also hold the left trigger to aim without moving for all projectile attacks. While using the Sun Mask, Zau switches to a melee build, where X is a 4-hit combo and Y is a launcher that knocks enemies up in the air. Combat ends up becoming a dance where you will be constantly switching between your mask types to defeat enemies in a variety of manners. As you progress, armor bars will start to appear on top of the enemy's health, and you will occasionally have to match the damage type before you can take them down. This system carries over to the traversal as well. You will find the Shaman Shrines that unlock extra abilities, which you will fully need to traverse through Kenzera. As the game is on the shorter side for the genre, with my full playthrough taking just about 8 hours and I didn't avoid much, the pacing is excellent. I never felt like I went more than 30 minutes before I unlocked something new or gained enough experience to upgrade my abilities. There is also an amulet system that lets you lightly customize a build to your liking. There are a handful of trials to play through that require you to find them out in the world, and as you clear each one, you'll get more trinket slots and energy upgrades. That energy is used to power your heal, which is up on the D-pad, and super moves. Those are a massive Dragon Ball style energy beam in the Moon state, or a swirling volcano of fire in the Sun one. Graphically, Zau is really pretty, and it's nothing crazy technically, but playing on a rather powerful PC, it looked and ran really well. As per usual lately, the Xbox code came in super late, just before embargo, so you'll want to double check at launch to see how that version performs. The game is pretty light on requirements for PC, so I would really hope that it can hold a steady 60 FPS and a nice resolution on both of Xbox's series consoles. There's also a wide variety of biomes to the game's large map, with each area covering a different emotion thematically. There are forests, swamps, deserts, and more to explore, with the opening area looking straight out of Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Everything is 3D, model-wise, and in the brief sections where you play as Zuberi in a future Africa, there is a stunning vista showing off the new world that Sergeant has created. I think my only issue with the graphics was the number of times where I died while platforming on one of the one-hit kill spikes, only to go back and look on my recordings and see I don't think that I actually touched it. It didn't happen a ton, but when it did, it was really annoying. There's also a lot of difficulty spikes at the very end that were particularly rough, as the normally abundant number of checkpointing systems became far more stingy in a lot of the late escape sequences. And as good as the gameplay and graphics are, the writing, voiceover work, and music keep pace. While I played through the game primarily in English, it is also available in Swahili as well. And the music is tremendous, finding the heart of each scene as the story sees Zau's emotions rise and fall. Combat themes get the blood pumping, while the more emotional story beats are accompanied by tones that invoke a tragic mix of sadness and hope. Wrapping things up, Tales of Kenzera ZAU is a triumphant debut for Sergeant Studios. It's only $20 and is also available day one for PlayStation Plus subscribers, and any fan of action platformers would do well to check it out. ZAU's journey through Lost will stick with me for a long time, and the excellent gameplay already has me itching to play through it all again.